So when you actually purchase our online Kiltmaking course, what you will receive is a copy of our workbook. Now this workbook will run alongside our actual videos that are going to be on the course. You will also receive some black cotton squares and some white thread. These will be for you to practice your stitches. Now I know you think I'm being mean because I'm giving you white with black, but that's just so I can check your stitches and make sure everything is okay. We will also be sending you some samples of tartan. Now the reason you'll be getting these is to practice setting up tartans for a kilt. Now we've chosen 5 tartans that we feel will get you on the road to becoming a kilt maker, because a lot of these have the same kind of base set for a lot of tartans. So we have your Ancient Douglas, we have your Blue Morgan, Black Stuart, Weathered Black Watch and Buchanan, which is an asymmetrical tartan. So by learning to set up these 5 tartans, it should actually give you a good foundation on setting up any tartan. So those are the things that you will actually get to start you off with our kilt making course. Now, what I would recommend is we also have a kilt package which gives you everything else that is needed to make your kilt. I'll show you what goes in this kilt package. Now, there will be a link on the online course on how to get this package. So you will receive your 8 yards of tartan. We deal with 4 different mills, so if your tartan's not there, well, you've got over 700 tartans to choose from, so it better be there. So you'll get your own tartan, you will get a metre of canvas that will go inside your kilt, you will receive a metre of lining to cover up the canvas inside the kilt, stabilising ribbon. This keeps your waist together so the stitches don't pull every time you put your kilt on. We'll give you buckles and straps, and of course chalk for marking out your pleats. Now the threads, we use an extra strong kilt making thread, and these are pre-waxed as well. You'll get one of these, and what will happen is once you've chosen your tartan, I'll decide which one would be best to go with your tartan. So for example, this one here, I would give you the green. But obviously if you had a red tartan, orange tartan, I would give you the red. And then black would be for any of your darker tartans. You will also receive some white cotton, that will be for tacking up your pleats and a few other little things. And also a measuring tape. All of this would be in our Kilt Makers kit. So there is a link attached to the online course where you could actually buy your own kit there. Now, you will still need some other bits and pieces, but most of you will be sewers anyway, so I'm expecting you to have these things actually to hand. First things we talk about are your scissors. You should have a pair of fabric scissors that are only used for fabric. So these are usually sharp, don't have to be as big as this, but these are your sharp scissors that you only use for fabric. We then have your everyday scissors that you would use for cutting your canvas. Do not use your fabric scissors on your canvas. So you have your everyday scissors. And then we also have some thread cutters. So these are your thread scissors for just when you're snipping your thread as you go. You would then need, obviously, pins for pinning up your kilt. You would need a pin cushion. Now what we use here is an actual door stop. We've actually got our door stops and use them as pin cushions. The reason we do this is because you've got 8 yards of material on your table and you don't want it falling off the table. So this is quite heavy and it'll keep it on the table, as well as being quite handy to stick your pins in. You would obviously need your needles. Now we have, when you're making your kilts, there's 2 sizes of needle you need. You need quite a big one for basically everything except pleats. When you go on to make your pleats, it's a small needle. We must insist that you use a small needle for your pleats. We also have, now this isn't essential, it's just quite handy. It's a sewing gauge. It basically it'll mark out the size of your pleats. So you don't have to keep getting your tape measure out, measure your pleats, you'll already have it marked out. As I say, it's not essential, you can use the measuring tape just to measure. Right. We have a ruler here for marking your pleats, your tape measure, which you'll actually already get in your kit, so I'll put that to one side, but if you want 2 tape measures, you can have 2 tape measures. Now, I must insist that you get a thimble. I know a lot of people don't like sewing with thimbles, but you're going to be sewing through a lot of fabric and a lot of heavy fabric, so I would recommend getting a thimble. A trick is when you first get your thimble, make sure it fits, but actually wear it around the house doing normal things so you forget you've got it on, and that's the best way to get used to wearing a thimble. You'd also need a seam ripper, because even I still make mistakes and I need to pull some threads out, so that's handy to have. And that's basically everything you need to get your kilt making journey started. So gather your workbook, prepare your tools, and let's begin your kilt making journey. Welcome to the Kiltmakery.